Hello, and welcome to another AM Language live video. In today's lesson, we are going to look at how you can develop your use of phrasal verbs. How can you use phrasal verbs better? Now, phrasal verbs have some phrasal verbs that can mean lots of different things. So this will give us a good opportunity to see what's it all about, how to use them. So I'm just going to share today's lesson, and I have my my 4 o'clock afternoon cup of tea today, which I didn't have yesterday. Alejandra Triana says, hello, Richard. Hello, Alejandra, and thank you for coming to your Zoom lesson this morning. How are you? Have you had a good day? Let me know who else is watching. Okay, and the video is shared, so hopefully more people will now join us. Irana says hello, good afternoon, good afternoon. Yorga says good afternoon, Yorga, and good afternoon, Gizem. Thank you for returning. Victor Gomez says hello, hello, Victor Gomez, good afternoon. Alejandra Correa, I can't say the surname. Alejandra, let's go with just Alejandra. Good afternoon, thank you for joining. Vincenzo says hello, good afternoon. Hi, Richard. Hi, guys. So, I just want to start off by saying it's a gorgeous day. It's a gorgeous day because it's such nice weather, and when we have such good weather, we can say gorgeous. It's a gorgeous day. It's a glorious day. Meaning, again, we use it for when the weather is really good, and I think today the weather's good. It's sunny. It's warm. It's not dull at all. So, well, that's where I am anyway. Yes, it's a lovely day. Okay, so like I said, guys, this is a lesson today about phrasal verbs and how you can use phrasal verbs. So it doesn't matter what your level is. Phrasal verbs are the sort of thing that you can always learn, can always use, and it doesn't matter if you are elementary or upper intermediate. There's always an opportunity to learn phrasal verbs and how to use them. I have to say, guys, I do apologize. I am looking more and more like Frodo Baggins. I know I said it yesterday, but today it's worse. I look forward to when I can have a haircut, actually. I might just have to get a razor and just go and just shave my hair off. But then I might look like Jason Then I would be like, I don't know, maybe I would look like Jason Statham, that actor who is in lots of movies and never dies. So let's begin. So phrasal verbs. First of all, how do we make a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is when we have a verb plus preposition. Okay. Such as, let's go with workout. Okay, let's go with workout for now. Okay, work is the verb and out is the preposition. Now, you will notice there's something very important here. There are some phrasal verbs that sound the same as what we would call compound nouns, when you have a noun and a noun together, or two words put together to create a noun. Now, the reason why workout can be a little bit difficult sometimes to know is that it can be a noun, such as um, uh, when you exercise. So you can have workout, which is the same as which means you're at the gym. So and yeah, when you go to the gym, and then you have workout as the phrasal verb. You also have working. You also have working out as well if you're in the continuous present, for example. Okay, so I think that would be a good starting point. A word like workout, actually. Um, and if you have any idea, um, if you know some phrasal verbs that you would like me to help you with because you're not too sure, don't worry. Just ask me and I will be more than happy to try and explain to you. Okay, so for example, when would we use workout as a noun? For example, such as I need to do my daily, everyday workout. Okay, so that is when we use it as a noun. And as you can see, we're using it as the object of our sentence. Now, if you are you can also use it as at the start, such as the best workout when the best workout to do at home is best workout to do at home is or are, depending what you want to say. So when it's a noun, we can use it at the start of our sentence or at the end of the sentence. Now, when it's the verb in the middle, that's the phrasal verb. So, such as, I like to work, I am working out, for example. Hello, Antonio. Thank you for joining us. I am working out at the moment. In the past, hello, Sandra. Thank you for joining us. I worked out this morning. I will work out this afternoon. I have already worked out today. So that is how we can use it. Find out. Okay, I will make a note of that and I will come back to it in a little bit. Now, workout can mean obviously to exercise, but it can also mean work out to solve a problem. Okay, such as I need to work out what the problem is. Can you work out what the answer is? Such as, for instance, we can use it with mathematical problems as well. So if you have a mathematical problem, you can say, I'm trying to work it out, for example. Now, the synonym of this would be to another phrasal verb is to figure out a problem. I've figured it out in the past. I need to figure out the problem. And it simply means to solve the problem. So you've got work out and figure out, which means to solve a problem. Sandra says, I will take a day off and stay at home on Friday. Take off. Okay, we've got a phrasal verb within there, which is to do with take off, which I can have a look at. Vincenzo says, I have to work out by myself. Yes, that's fine. That's a good example. Don't forget, myself is one word. Myself is one word, but that's a good example. Okay, so we've got we've got two types of workout. We've got, as we have said, we have workout, which means to exercise. We've got workout, which means to solve a problem. And we know the synonym of workout is figure out as well, which also means to solve a problem. Okay, and that's our first phrasal verb. Okay, work out. Now, Sandra, you asked me about find out. Okay, where is it? Find out. Okay, find out. To find out simply means to discover or to find, such as I need to find out where he went, for example. In the past, I found out he um I found out he oh I found out he was seeing another woman, for example. Um, I found out it would cost more than I thought, for example. So find out or found out in the past simply means to discover, to find what the answer is. In a question, we can say, can you find out, how much flights to Rome are, for example? Can you go and find? Can you check? So those are the first two types of phrasal verbs that we are looking at. So let's do one more, and then I'm going to give you the option to try and show me what I'll give you the chance to write your own sentences using some of the phrasal verbs, and you can show me what you can do. And I will tell you if you are right, if you're wrong, or if you're doing a good job. Okay, let's choose one more. Let's go with... Okay, let's go with bring up. Actually, bring up could be a good one. Bring up. Okay, bring up, first meaning is to raise children, for example. So she is bringing up her children well. We could say she will bring them up. She will bring them up well. You can always, with a phrasal verb, you can always split the phrasal verb with a pronoun. That can be done quite a lot. Okay. In the past, you brought him up well, for example. So this means simply, this is what we would use with parents. For instance, a parent brings up their child. The child is born and they bring them up all the way from 0 to 18, 25, 30, never ends really in some cases. So that's how we can use it like that, to raise children. Now, another way we can use bring up is with a subject, for example. So you can say, I'd like to bring up, I would like to bring up math, I'd like to bring up, let's say the subject. So I'd like to bring up the problem we had last week. It simply means, in this case, bring up, it simply means, well, to bring up. You bring up a subject, simply means I would like to talk about it. So, for instance, in the meeting, John brought up the issue we had with our Wi-Fi, for example. In the meeting, I will bring up the idea we had last week. So it doesn't have to be negative, it can be positive. So those are three types of phrasal verbs to begin with. We've got work out, find out, and bring up. So over to you guys. I would like you to give me examples of how you can use work out, find out, and bring up. What you need to remember is your tense. So the verb will change depending on whether you are writing a present simple, present continuous, present perfect, past simple, past perfect, past continuous, or even for that matter, future. Erdogan says hello, and Erdogan, thank you very much for joining. So let's see what you guys can do with these three phrasal verbs: work out, find out, bring up. Okay. And then once some of you have had a go at trying to show how we can use these phrasal verbs in a sentence, we'll move on to the next one. So, for example, Irina, in Ukraine, many children are bring up by grandmothers because parents in Europe earn money. Okay, I think there's a lot of good things about this sentence. Don't forget, though, this is a passive because you're saying that the children are brought up by their grandmothers because their parents are in Europe earning money. So what you want to say is, in Ukraine, many children are brought up by their grandparents because their parents work in Europe, for example. So Irina, I think you got a lot of things right about that. And the only thing I would say is, don't forget, if you're writing a passive, we need to change the verb into its passive form. Did you bring up the information that the school closed? Did you bring up the information that the school closed? Okay, overall, Sandra, well done. You used bring up in the correct context. Did you bring up the information? The only thing I would say about that one is maybe, did you bring up the information that... I think if I were just to say this more like a native, Sandra, and I'm picking on a very, very small thing here, is that I would say, did you bring up the information about the school closing? But that's a really small difference. And no, I'm not going to concentrate on it. Sandra, well done. I think that works. We can go with that. And more importantly, you used bring up correctly. Maria says, the other way around. I have had to go out for some food. So Maria, don't forget have had, okay? The other way around. Yorga says, some video of a trainer brings up to my mind that I have working out at home. Oh, Yorga, you're going for quite a difficult one there. You're trying to use two at the same time. Let's help you out. Let's see what you were trying to say. So some videos, don't forget, if you use some, you are talking about more than one. So it has to be videos. So some videos of trainers, because now you're talking about plural again. Some videos of trainers bring up, yes, bring up the importance of Working out at home. So that's what you want to say, Jorge. So you got close. You just need to think about your plurals. Erdogan says, I work out because at the moment all of the world bad dangers virus. Okay, you got Erdogan. The first part is correct. I work out because. So in terms of what we are talking about, well done. That's a good first part of the sentence. The second part of the sentence, I work out because at the moment, the world is too dangerous. I would go with something a little bit simpler. The world is too dangerous, for example. Alejandra says, I must work out because I, don't forget, I am, because you're going to put putting. So this is a present continuous. I am putting on weight. Is this sentence correct? Nearly. It's 90% there, Alejandra. You just needed am, and then that would have been perfect. And don't forget the spelling of weight, okay? You need an H in there, okay? Irina says, I found out the boat schedule to go to Gozo. Yes, that works. That's fine. Good. Excellent, guys. Okay, well, I think we're off to a good start. Now, let's use, let me introduce to you another phrasal verb. Now, again, it can be a noun, but I'm going to show you how it's used as a verb. Again, you've got make up, okay? So you've got it as a phrasal verb, which in this context we're going to talk about is when you use it as a phrasal verb, make up, it means to create, invent. Actually, yes, you are create or invent, and this is very important, a story. So this you don't make up a painting, but you do make up a story. Now, if you use makeup as a noun, for example, you will sometimes see people write makeup as a noun with a hyphen in the middle. This is obviously makeup, beauty products, okay? And just like with workout as a noun, you use it either as the subject or the object, not as your verb. Maria says she was bringing up 4-step parents. She was bringing up four steps. Okay, Maria, what you want to say is, as a step parent, she was bringing up the children. Okay, so you've used bringing up and was in the correct order. She was bringing up. So in terms of that, very well done. We just need to rethink the way we present the subject and the object, but the middle bit, perfect. Well done. So, make up a story. So, when we look at fairy tale stories, for example, or what we would call so you have fairy tales, make believe. Okay, these are stories that are not true, but they're fiction. These are stories like any Disney story, for example, like Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Little Mermaid, The Lion King. These are fairy tale stories. Neverland with Peter Pan, for example. When you look at other types of make-believe stories, you also have stories like Shrek, and then you have other types of fictional stories as well. Sci-fi are made-up stories. They are make-believe in that sense because they're not real at the moment. So we can use this term make up a story, okay? And it's also what you tell children at night. So your children might ask, can you tell me a story? So to tell the child a story, you make up a story. Okay? So you make up a story. It's not true, but there might be truth in the story as well. So if you look at, let's say, let's say the story of Pinocchio, for example, the story of Pinocchio is a really interesting story. It is a made up story. So don't forget, make up in the present, made up in the past. Pinocchio is an interesting made up story because it's not real, but the meaning of the story, there's a lot of truth in the meaning of the story. It's a bit like Harry Potter, for example, or Lord of the Rings. These are made up stories, but within these stories, there is truth that can be found about reality. So that is what we mean by make up or made up a story. The other type of made up is a lie. Okay, so for instance, the thief made up a story that he wasn't in the country, for example. Um, um, you can say, "Oh, that's not true. That's not true." In the present continuous, you're making that up. For example, that, of course, is talking about story. So that's another way of talking about using this phrasal verb, making up a story because you are telling a lie, or the person is telling a lie. So a thief might make up a story. Victor Gomez says, my nephew always said fairy tales to my brother. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Are you talking about lies? Because if you're talking about lies, then it's not fairy tales. Lie. Another word for lies with children are something called, let me just remind myself. Yeah. Um, I think that's the correct spelling of it. Yeah. When you're talking about children telling lies, okay, you've got something called telltale or telltales, okay? And that's what you're referring to. He's telling for instance, my nephew always said my nephew always said tell tales to my brother, for example, which is a made up story. Are you, for instance, again, another word for lies with children would be, are you telling tales, for instance, which means, are you lying? This is soft language with children, by the way. So you use words like telling tales or telltale, for example. You're making up a lie, but this is the language we would use with children, though, because it's softer. Could you make up the bed before we go to sleep? Before we go to sleep? Before we go to sleep? Could you make up the bed? We wouldn't use make up the bed. We would just say make the bed. Make the bed. We don't need to use up. Okay? Guys, have a go. See if you can use make up either in the terms of making up a story, like a fairy tale story, or making up a story which is in fact a lie. See if you would like to have a little go at doing that. Sandra says, thanks. Oh, you're welcome. So yes, it's a very useful one to use. Okay, Hyoga says Quentin Tarantino produces movies based. The preposition of based, by the way, when we were talking about movies, when you're talking about something real life, is based on real life. Okay. If you're going to use real life, it's based on real life. If you're talking about location, then you can say the movie is based in Chicago. Chicago, for example. Most of the time it's going to be based on, but you can use based in if you're talking about location. But movies are based on real life. But he make up the endings. But he makes up the endings. So don't forget your S, your third person. He makes up the endings. Okay, yes, he does like to make up the ending. He does like to make up the endings. Like Inglorious Bastards, for example. I really enjoyed Inglorious Bastards. I thought it was a good movie, but he made up the ending. Okay, the whole film is made up, but he made up what we would call an alternative history at the ending of Hitler being killed. For me, that was the worst part of the movie. But I'm one of these people that I prefer certain important aspects of history not changing. Alejandro says, may you make up me about secret governments? May you... Okay, here you're talking about a conspiracy theory, I think. So what you can say is, I wouldn't use may because may is can you in this case, but maybe do. Let's go with some people like to make up stories about governments and their secrets. That would make a bit more sense. Maria says the life is beautiful is based in real life, based on real life. Okay, don't forget based on, guys, based on something. That technically is another phrasal verb. Nonetheless, life. And the other thing is life. You don't need the life here. Life is. Okay. All right, guys. I think we're doing quite well at the moment. Let's move on to the next one. I think. Okay, I've got lots of really good ones we could use. Let's go with get on. Okay. Now, with get on, you can say get on the train, for example, get on the plane. Someone made up a Loch Ness story that you don't need it again. That wasn't real, Vincenzo. That wasn't real. That's what I would say. So you've got get on here, okay? Get on the train, get on the plane. Now for public transport, you use get on the ferry, get on the plane, get on the train. Now, you can also use get on in terms of when you have a good relationship with someone, such as I get on well. Now, if you use get on, you would use well, not good. I get on well with John. She gets on. She gets on very well with Kate. They get on well with each other. I get on the bus. Yes, you can say get on the bus, Erdogan. They get on well with each other. And that's usually three words that we put together. They get on well. And yeah, it means that you have a good relationship with someone. Now, negative wise, you could use badly. They get on badly. Actually, you would actually say no. No, the negative is actually they don't get on. They don't get on well. That would be the negative. Gizem says, I have never got on with my younger, younger brother. He drives me crazy. I can believe you. Well done, Gizem. You've used it on you've used it correctly. So the negative is they don't get on well, or you, like Gizem has said, I have never got on well with him, for example. Okay. In a question, do you get on well with her? So that's one way to use it. Get on in terms of using it with a relationship with someone. The other one is to do a job. Get on with your job. This is if we're doing an imperative, which means do your job. Get on with it. Can you get on? Can you get on with the next project? So we use get on as well to means can you do something, but it's used as in a bit of an imperative though in that sense. Now I should make sure you remember, guys. Get on with. Doesn't matter. Those are the three words you always need. So, guys, let me know in the live chat section. Let me know who you get on well with. Which classmates do you get on well with? Maridia says, I can't get on with someone if I feel bad vibes. Oh, if I get bad vibe. Good idea. But you get, in this case, if you get bad vibes, if I feel bad vibes, I mean, that's not technically wrong. But I think by get in this case, because but I can't get on with someone. Yeah, you can say get on just without well in this. I can't get on with him. Yeah, you can use that. Well is extra sometimes. For instance, can you try and get on with each other? For example, can you try and, for example? Okay, so let's see. Let me know in the live chat section who you get on well with. You can talk about maybe you get on well with your siblings, friends, maybe friends at AM, your dog. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't get on well with their dog? Everybody gets on well with their dog. Dogs get on with loads of people. Let us get on the bus. Yes, that's one way of using it in terms of to get on public transport. Okay, guys, so let's see. Let me know, who do you get on well with? Who do you get on well with? Now, get on does have more meanings, but I think these are the two main ones you need to know. So let me know who you get on well with. Do you get on well with someone from school? I mean, look, you can also use it in the present continuous as well. We are getting on well, or we aren't getting on well at the moment. That's another option. So let me know, who do you get on well with? If you want to be funny, you can always use food as well. Like, I get on well with tea. I mean, it's not. It's not. It's silly. But you can say that. Irina says, I get on well with my sister. We are one. Oh, that's lovely. I'm glad to hear that, Irina. Very good. I'm glad you get on well with your sister. Give a like for Irina because she's used this correctly as well. Actually, if you have got something correct this afternoon, make sure you like the video. And I think that's most of you. All of you have done a very good job this afternoon in trying to use the phrasal verbs. Gizem says, I've been getting on with Yorge's pretty wife since we met. Since we met. Oh, yes, you noticed it. Good. Very good. I'm happy to hear that. Excellent. Give a like for Gizem. Sandra says, I get on very well with my daughter. Well, I'm very happy to hear that you get on well with your daughter. Um, I think the relationship between parent and child is some of the most important relationships one can have. Maria says, I can't get on well with my stepsister. I'm sorry to hear that, Maria. Erdogan says, I have gone well with my job. If this situation not finished. Actually, yes, actually, Erdogan, okay, the second part of the sentence we need to work on because it's a conditional. But yes, you can get on well with your work. And you can get on well with your job. So like the video for Erdogan, that's a very good sentence with get on well with his job. Excellent, really good. Some very good sentences here, guys. I mean, after this, after the working day today, I'm going to get on with doing some exercise as I need to work out. Vincenzo says, it's unusual, but I get on well with my boss. Excellent. I am very happy, Vincenzo, to hear that you get on well with your boss. Me too. I get on very well with my boss. Excellent. Well, you know what? Like the video for Vincenzo, he gets on well with his boss. And in some cases, yes, it can be unusual to get on well with your boss, but it depends on the type of boss someone has. I think TV movies can sometimes be they don't always, you know, show bosses in the to be nice. If I think of one program called Suits, for example, I don't think any of the people in Suits are likable. I don't like anyone in Suits. I think that's one of the reasons why I stopped watching it. When watching a series, I want to like some characters, but I can't watch a series if I don't like any character in it. And Suits is one of them. I think Breaking Bad is another example. I just didn't enjoy watching Breaking Bad. I didn't like any of the characters. Okay, guys, very well done. Okay, last one for you guys, and then we'll call it a day. Is let's say get over. This is a good one. Oops, what did I press? Get over. To get over something. We have to be careful of how we use it, but you can say, let's say with a breakup, for example, I need to get over her. I need to get over him. I need to get over losing my job. So this is after a problem. To get over something, means to recover from something. That's the last one I would say for today. It's to recover from something. So I need to get over the coronavirus. I need to get over I need to get over him. I need to get over her. I need to get over my boss. I need to get over something. Okay. It does mean to recover from something, and it can also mean to let go of something. So I need to get over my boss being difficult. So in this case, we're saying I need to let it go. Okay, so here we're trying to say, okay, my boss is difficult, for example, or her boss is difficult, but we need to stop thinking about the boss being difficult and just get over it and get on with it. Sandra says, hopefully I will more get on well with my son next time. Hopefully I will get on well or get on better. You could say you don't need more. Hopefully I will get on better with my son next time, Sandra. Okay, so you just need to change some words there. Maria says, I'm trying to get getting, trying to get. Okay, Maria, trying to get. We can't use two INGs next to each other. I'm trying to get on with myself in this quarantine. Yeah, you need the preposition on here. I'm trying to get on. Okay, guys, so last one here. Would anyone like to try and have a go at using get over, for example? You can use it for sickness. You can use it for relationship. Erdogan says, I have to get over lessons after I will go. No, it doesn't work like that, I'm afraid, Erdogan. Erdogan, get over in this case, no. It doesn't mean to finish. It doesn't mean to finish a lesson. So we can't use it like that. Remember, get over is usually with a, let's say, a bad experience. Like, I need to get over the coronavirus. I need to get over my broken relationship. I need to get over my difficult boss. I need to get over my injury, that sort of thing. Okay. Okay, one more minute, guys. Let's see if someone can come up with a good sentence with get over. Okay, I mean, get over also, again, means to get around a problem in some ways. So one more minute, and then that will be that for today. It can be difficult, phrasal verbs. It's not always the easiest thing. Gizem says, I need to get over the end of life that I lived in Malta. Okay, I see. Gizem, this is nearly a very good sentence, by the way. I need to get over the end of my time in Malta. Okay, the end of my time in Malta. That's all you need to say, and then that would be a perfect. The tense is right, Gizem. The tense is right. It's just the end of your sentence. I need to get over my time in Malta. Okay, but that's a very good sentence. Well done. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today with this lesson. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave your questions in the comment section below. Sandra says, I just got over the flu and now my daughter has it. Sandra, okay, everyone, please like the video for Sandra. This is a fantastic sentence. Very good. I just got over the flu and, oh, you missed out the D with and, but I know you mean and. Now my daughter has it. Very well done, Sandra. Excellent. So, guys, I would like to thank you for joining me today. Now, in terms of your levels, I want to say to everyone who wrote in the live chat, okay, when thinking about your levels, you all did very well for your level. Okay, so don't worry if you think you made some mistakes. I know what levels you are, and you're getting the language that we're looking at correct, and that's more important. So well done, everyone. So a massive thank you to everyone who is watching, who has watched the live lesson today. I would like to thank everyone who wrote in the live chat section. I would like to thank some people who it's their first time watching and commenting in the live comments. And well done to everyone. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys tomorrow again at 4 o'clock with another lesson as well. Now, don't forget, guys, please tell me if there are specific language points you would like me to do a video on next week. Okay, I'm still thinking of what to do next week, and if there are specific topics, language points, grammar, words, skills that you would like me to look at, please let me know, and I will put those in. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a lovely evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much. Like the video and share it as well. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already, or share the channel with friends that you know who would like to learn English as well. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye for now.